Well, hello everybody. This is a video I promised everyone who's interested in my 1,000-gallon aquarium with the pair of Umbees in it. You're currently looking at the other fish in the tank, which is a female Pantostictus. Over here, as we pan and pan, eventually there is, behind this tree, female Umbee, and swimming now in front of us is the male. As you can see, he's grown a bit since the last video I presented here last summer, on this tank anyway. The male is now probably 14 inches, something like that. The female's a good 10. Haven't spawned yet, which is kind of surprising, but I've had a similar experience in the past with Umbees. I'm trying to stay close on the male, see if he can get his teeth. They tend to put on a lot of size, at least in my experience, before they do spawn, unlike, say, Dovi. There are some other fish in the tank. Barely you can call them fish. If we come way down on this end, the male is over here again. I don't know if they'll show up. I think you might see one. That is a Festa fry. A long time ago, say 5-6 months ago, I had a pair of Festa in this tank as well. The Festa originally were the rulers of the tank. They spawned a couple times, and this is what's left of their fry. There's probably 15-20 of them that are living in this protective area. There was lots of rocks and driftwood that the Umbees cannot get to. They do pick them off once in a while. I think I started out with maybe 100 fry left in this tank, and like I said, now there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 20, maybe 30. They tend to come out more as they see me because they think I'm going to feed them. You can see there's one of the bigger ones down there coming out. So there's still quite a few. The pair of Festi that were in this tank, like I said, they did dominate the tank originally, especially when they spawned. And virtually overnight, the male Umbriferum asserted himself. Unfortunately, killed the female and really trashed the male. I didn't find him until the following morning. And I did, at that point, remove the male, and he is now living right across the way over here. As I pan over this way, this is the 270-gallon tank that the Festi are currently living in. That is a wild-caught female that I got as a substitute for my old female. This is a fry, some of the fry from the various spawnings that I pulled out of the 1,000-gallon tank. There's probably about a 4-incher from the first spawn, and there's maybe a 2-incher from the second spawn. Here comes the bruised but recovering male. You can see still he's got some rips in his tail and stuff. He was torn up pretty good too, but managed to survive, and he is now courting the female my new female, and I expect to have some successful spawnings again on these. I hope so, because there's a lot of people bugging me for fry. Anyway, so that's kind of their tank that they're currently in, and I'm going to go back over to the other side here where the Umbees are. Again, this is the 1,000-gallon tank, and there, and we're right in front of the male again. It's a really good specimen. He's got lots of blue. This, of course, is the standard Umbriferum, the blue version. There is a Panamanian green as well. The green ones, in my experience, are not quite as, what's the word I want to say? Not quite as robust, I guess, as this is, of course, the female, as the blue ones. The range of Umbriferum is from Panama down into Colombia. They are a true predator. They grow to maybe a couple feet, probably not quite that big, maybe 20 inches in the wild. They are an open water fish, so their behavior and there goes the male after the female. Let's see if I can get some of that action. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry for the glare on this, but it does glare. So even in a 1,000-gallon tank, they don't behave too well with one another. The male is definitely anxious to get the female to spawn, and she's getting there, but she's just not quite ready yet. Anyway, as I was saying, this is an open water fish, so it is a predator. Feeds primarily on fish in the wild. It's what they call a gape and suck predator, where it expands that very stretchable mouth and literally sucks the prey in. It's what I was going to say, it's quite different than how a dovie, for example, makes its living in the wild. A dovie is more of a fish that lives in caves. It's kind of a lurker, and it's what they call an ambush predator, where it spends most of its time in logs and caves, and it darts out and snags something when it can. Whereas this guy prefers the open water, which is one of the reasons that this fish is in a larger tank than the dovie. It needs the swimming space. I have my pair of dovie in a 600-gallon tank, which is more than adequate for the pair. Especially since, once again, the dovies do not move around nearly as much as the umbees do. So here's a pretty good shot of the two living in their tank together. I guess they're tired from chasing each other a little bit. I originally had 3 pairs of fish in this tank. Like I said, the Festa pair. I had a pair of Panostictus as well. My original vision of this tank was the 3 pairs living in harmony. That didn't last very long, I'm afraid. The Panostictus male was killed very quickly by the Festa male, and I was actually fearful for this fellow's life as well. The Umbee was constantly picked on by the Festa until, like I said, just one day things changed, and for whatever reason he got the upper hand on the Festa, and once that happened, it was lights out for the pair of Festa. So this is once again a pair of Umbees, few fry left over from the Festa. This is the female Umbee, and I guess that's about it for now. Talk to you later.